Now tuned into the greatest.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever is meant to you. Listen to another episode 6 on the podcast. I am your 5 for 9 host with sophisticated ignorance, Uncle Poop J. Woo! I just bumped the mic. Woo!
Don't say it.
Nah, just kidding. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hey, y'all. Back of the ass up. What it do? Hey, man, it's 6 Man on the podcast. I am your 5 for 9 host, Uncle Poochie. I said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it how many times I want to, because it's my damn podcast, friends. Anyways, my lady's not sitting next to me, so that means we don't have a guest. But that doesn't mean I need to keep running my damn mouth. Baby, step up to the mic. Tell the people who he is.
What's going on, y'all? It is the your aunt, Amanda B.
Yep, that's me.
That's me.
See?
I said that in dead ass. I waited to hear the sound
No,
as if the sound was going to play.
That's because well, you guys don't understand
The power of editing.
The work.
Welcome back, baby. How you doing today?
Work. I'm good. Thank you so much.
Work. That is exactly what we have done this whole year.
Absolutely.
Working.
Absolutely, tootally.
Oh, man. You sitting at home watching this, you probably wondering why the hell we dropping on a Sunday. I'll get to that later on in the episode. But before I go any further, but this is a podcast and, I can't forget to tell you guys to do this nice stuff. If you're watching this, please remember to like, subscribe, share the podcast, man. All that funky shit, bro. We can't go no further without you guys, and we can't go any higher without you guys. So I check my subscriptions. I look at my statistics. I see that 91% of the people who view this podcast are not subscribed. And so I say to myself, wow. Nah, but please like, subscribe, share the podcast. Without y'all, we can't do anything. And without another group of people, we can't do anything. Those people are called Petty Cash. Petty Cash. Hey, man, listen, I say this all the time, dog. My podcast, it was a very lonely warthog. When I was a young warthog. All right, I'm done. Y'all don't know.
Our
audience should get their reference. But if you don't get it, you better not call me Mr. Pig. You won't like it if you call me Mr. Pig. Anyways, moving on. Nah, bro, straight up. Petty Cash is the place to come if you want to get your podcast off. If you want to, just get your shit off. You want to shine, bro. You want people to like what you got going on with your podcast, because people like your podcast. They just don't want to tell you it. You see what I'm saying? But if you come to Petty Cash, they won't be able to deny how much they like your podcast, because it looks like a good podcast. Shout out to you, Alex and Mark. Shout out to you, whoever you are, not liking and subscribing to the podcast but watching every week. I'm done being petty. No, I'm not.
Petty Cash.
That's why we go so hand in hand. You see me, petty, they cash. I hand the petty cash over to them, and that's what it is, baby. Nah, but for real though, man, Mark and Alex, bro, I can't thank you guys enough for being so dope. If you guys really want to get your shit off, come to Petty Cash, bro. I'm going a little bit longer on this tangent for good reasons, but I just want to share that, like, before I even sat in these seats, I dreamed of being in these seats. And I know that probably doesn't mean anything to you, but that means a lot to me. So if you want to, make your dream a reality, bring your ass to Petty Cash like your boy. All right. Auntie, it is the most wonderful time of the year.
It is.
Apparently. Yo, it is the holiday season. And we've had a good amount of interactions with people.
Yeah.
We had a lot of interviews this year.
Yes.
All of it really fun, bro. But today, I just wanted to come back and sit back and reflect. With the year dwindling down, it's always good to reflect.
Yes, it is.
And, I tend to realize that sometimes reflection brings a different perception. So today's episode will be sponsored by reflection. Nah, man. Honestly, today's episode was brought to me and conjured up to me because of a multitude of things that have occurred over the last couple of weeks. When this episode airs, it's going to be a couple of weeks and a few things have popped up. But one of the biggest things that nobody can get away from at this moment when this episode was aired, because remember, guys, I aired these 2 weeks in advance. I only say all this because when it pops out, people going to be like, man, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, motherfucker, I know. We record 2 weeks in advance. Okay?
Who cares? What are you talking about? It's 2 weeks ago. Who the fuck are you, TMZ?
Listen to my wife. Nah, man. I had some reflection over the weekend. I did a thing. We did a thing. We watched the Diddy documentary.
We watched the Diddy doc.
The Diddy doc.
The Diddy doc.
And I gotta say, man.
I can't stop doing this since the Diddy doc.
I gotta say, I am quite ashamed.
Well, you know, some of that stuff, first and foremost, we aged ourselves because the first 2 episodes, we were like, what is this behind the music? This shit I was watching when I was 15.
You see, that's where I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed of Diddy. I'm ashamed of me.
What?
I'm ashamed of me for being so damn old that half that documentary I already knew.
I think we seasoned.
We've
already talked about.
We can call ourselves seasoned. We can call ourselves old. We can call ourselves whatever the fuck we want.
I really don't.
I just know that was a 4-hour documentary.
It was very long.
And for 3 hours of that documentary,
I was like,
I lived through 3 hours of it.
Check.
And I was there for 3 hours of that documentary.
I was like, correct.
I was like, man.
I watched Tupac beat that man up for the 6,000th time.
I watched Biggie get shot off Fairfax and Wilshire.
I watched Puff Daddy come out.
I mean, goodness gracious. Okay, so this is what I'm really ashamed of. Let me tell y'all something. On this podcast, I talk a bunch of times about nostalgia. I talked about history. I talked about a bunch of shit. But a lot of things that I don't talk about is the shame that comes with age. And I think that's important because what you don't realize is what you find to be cool right now is going to be so played out in 20 years. Now, some of us knew that when we were in our 20s and we didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Others didn't know and are now shocked. Your uncle can tell you, I knew 20 years ago something was wrong with some of you motherfuckers. And I'm proud to say, I'm happy you motherfuckers are getting what you deserve.
I mean, you know, karma don't play.
Karma don't play.
Pay bow.
Okay. I knew at a young age that making people walk for some cheesecake.
In the cold. In New York, by the way.
In the cold.
Some of y'all wasn't old enough to understand.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, do you?
They only know it from the documentary.
But did they even talk about it in the documentary?
A little bit, just very briefly. They had too much.
Okay, cool. Some of you motherfuckers don't know. Y'all don't remember D-A-B-A-N-D?
No, he did. He was like, this is for Diddy.
I remember being upset with people I did not know because they didn't know the words to Juicy.
I wasn't, and he made me really think like they was bad folk. You can't be in no industry.
How you gonna mess up my man's words? He said.
That's nasty.
That wasn't his man's.
He meant that.
Okay.
In a different way.
Yeah, in a different way, huh? Nah, man, listen, dude. The Diddy documentary only reiterates what I already knew to be true and what is already known to be true, which is this. You either live long enough to see yourself become a villain or your ass dies a sympathetic individual. So, in Diddy's world, I always knew he was going to become a villain. You 55 years fucking old.
Yeah.
Running around here.
I mean.
With 20-year-olds.
Still running. Well, when I was a kid, I didn't like Diddy.
What grown 55 you know? What 55-year-old? Now, look at me.
Because I was going to say, well.
Yeah. Well, now, you watching this, you tell me right now, what grown man in his 50s that you know personally that's doing good, that's hanging out with 20-year-olds? I'll wait.
Hold on. For the wrong reasons, because is that person a teacher? Are you a mentor? Are you
Ain't no 55-year-old man freely hanging out with no fucking 20-year-olds, men or women, and not creepy.
Yes, because women are creepy too. Like, why are you hanging out with
notice I said men or women.
That's why I always, it comes back to being work when I was managing them kids. And it's like, you thought we were going to be able to be like, And it's like, no.
No.
Because I think that some of the stuff you was doing,
So
we're not on the same mind frame.
Allow me to retort and kind of explain myself a little bit because I feel this because
did that.
No, that made 100%.
Okay.
No, that made 100%. What you just said made 100%, and that's why I'm about to explain myself. Because you remember a few months ago we had an episode.
Yes, I was thinking about
called Gooners and Goomars.
Correct.
And I'm not gonna get into what the man's name was because if you don't know who I'm talking about, go watch the episode and who was it about. But in that episode, I told another grown black man to stop fucking with 20-year-olds. Now, emphasis on 20-year-olds, I keep putting because these are adults.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Now, I want that to be understood because when I said that, other grown men got at me.
He called you a hater.
Called me a hater because let them have their fun. Let them do their thing, pooch.
Yeah, that was some expensive ass fun. Now, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't it? Bitch. Wasn't it? Dumbass. I'm just saying, bruh. What will it hurt to play in the same playpen as people your age? Why do you find it fun to go hang out with the little homies?
Or at least like maybe not at that many decades below. I mean, 5 below.
I'm just saying.
Is what we should call you, 5 below.
I knew you was out of pocket, Diddy, when you was prancing around with a girlfriend who could not sing, and you was trying to convince her she could sing.
Don't get it started on that, because you know.
I feel for Shawty. I'm not gonna say her name. I feel for her.
We ain't paid.
I feel for her, and what I mean is, I feel for her in the torture she went through in the ass whoopings.
That she get correct.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to go through that.
No, absolutely not.
But you telling me back in 2006 when I was 14 years old.
That's not okay.
If my older sister came in the house and said, meet my boyfriend, his name is Diddy, I would be like, sis, are you okay?
Oh my God.
Did daddy not raise you right?
Tell me, are you okay?
I mean, I know we broke, but damn. Nah,
money, that money, devil.
That's my thing. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whenever, take it back, how many years ago? When those people were doing what they were doing, they had the power because they had the position and they had the finances.
Right.
That's what happens over time.
The P and P.
Exactly. The P and P go away. The power, the finances, and the positioning all switch up. Why? Because you get older. Newer cats come through. You can't keep up. You ain't pizzazzing no more. Okay? You can't be the young nigga in the fucking group. You the OG. I told you this other day. What I never understood is people who want acknowledgement and respect just because they're older. Not because they're wiser. Not because they accomplished shit.
Correct.
Just because they older. You motherfuckers get on my nerves.
Because we're not saying that man ain't accomplished shit, but a lot of the stuff that he accomplished, I'm going to be honest, and he didn't deserve because he did not accomplish it correctly.
Absolutely.
That's why the P and P dropped from that man.
Absolutely.
I think the worst part of that documentary too was when he kept calling people.
Yeah. Somebody's lawyers.
Correct. Or he was just so confident, like P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Did you
see that as confidence? You saw this confidence?
I feel like he wanted it to portray, but like people can see through his bullshit.
Yeah,
but I didn't word it correctly.
Okay, no,
it was more so of like he thought.
Well, no, I think
he was fooling and tooling.
I think what you were saying is correct. Like he was trying to portray confidence,
but like we like you cooked, my boy.
To quote the kids, my nigga, you're cooked.
Fry him up.
Yeah, you're done.
All right, cast iron skillet.
Oh, let me tell you something, son. Once they got video footage
that you didn't pay the people to shoot, by the way.
Once they got video footage of you doing something you ain't supposed to do, you're done.
You're done.
Even if
audio footage,
video footage, I can name so many people right now. I'm not going to name them because I'm not trying to make light of their situations.
Correct.
But a lot of domestic violence situations that we have seen or heard of, once we saw the footage, oh, you're done.
And when you say that, nobody's like, well, we didn't believe them because they said they were abused. But boy, how could you question anything if you saw it in broad daylight?
Well, okay, so back to that part, right? Because we're talking about the situation when he beat up old girl again, right? What blew my mind about that is what blows my mind about motherfuckers today. He said before all that stuff came out, I never laid my hand on that woman. I swear to God, I never laid my confidently.
Went on that news.
Knowing that you done paid to keep this video, Hush, hush.
But you slipped up. But all money ain't good money.
Well, all position ain't good position. Nobody gives a fuck about you now, P. Diddy. Nobody gives a fuck about what can't stop, won't stop. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
The world has evolved.
Kids don't Diddy bop no more.
Like the power of the social media alone has evolved.
But then again, let's get it back to it. I hate to keep bringing it back to this. You're old. You're old.
And the thing about it is, like, you could have just gracefully got older and wiser.
And quieter.
But it's like nobody has addressed your... Because I'm like, is anybody going to say this man?
The issue with Diddy is like the issue with most motherfuckers in LA. Unless they get checked, they won't stop. I mentioned this a long time ago when we had Jasmine Flowers, shout outs to her, and Cash on the podcast. I said that in most situations, most people don't really want problems. You don't got to go to the trunk and grab the blammy on most people. Most people just got to get told, hey, yo, shut the fuck up.
Right.
And then they shut the fuck up. For the people who on the level 2 of, with the shit, maybe you got to hit them. But then they shut the fuck up. For people on the level 3 of with the shit, I'm not going to say what you may have to do because that could get me in trouble. But what I'm saying is that in cases like Diddy's case, he was on level 10,000.
I mean,
okay.
It's like, what year did he just become just
Mr. Untouchable?
Just
somewhere in between killing Tupac and Biggie, I think you feel a little untouchable. Goodness. You kill the most hottest rappers in the game. I think... I'm kidding. I don't think Biggie and Tupac were murdered by Diddy.
I mean, I'm not confirming nor denying a damn thing.
I think, again, with perspective, to bring it back, right? Reflection brings different perspective. Editing the fuck out of this part. Perception has taught us now that maybe Tupac shouldn't have been in Vegas stomping out people and then riding around with his windows down.
Just saying.
Reflection teaches us that maybe Biggie should have went home instead of, staying out here in LA. Correct. Because, motherfuckers do what they say they're going to do. But how the fuck would they know that? I
know it's such a catch-22 because it's like we say well, we know people didn't play around like that because we literally have family members that was acting
and we also lived through it. Their deaths taught us that, hey, yo, man, bro.
We literally had to be taught, look what can happen if you be trying to be a thug.
I mean, I hate it because history repeats itself so many times that that happened with Biggie and Pac. And then it happens with Nip. And then it happens with XXXTentacion. And then so many...
places we right around the corner from.
Exactly. So many people experience the same thing. And that's where I just be like, bro, where is you guys' reflection? My G.
I'm like, Quincy Jones had a whole meeting.
Not Quincy Jones meeting. That meant nothing. It just brings me back to me, where's your reflection and where's your understanding that, this won't always be this way? I look at the Diddy situation with two sides of the coin. One side is it won't always be this way, meaning I won't always be this unpopular, and one day I will be a better known, well-known individual. But then on the other side of the Diddy coin, I look at it and I say it won't always be this way, and I think, well, I won't always be this hot. I won't always be this guy. I have to be okay with that. And I'm okay with that because I haven't made that my whole life's personality. Correct. On our episode the other day, Bitter Not Better, I reflected and shared with people about my time period of being a football player. Yeah. That clip, I put it on IG and a lot of people resonated with it. I can't lie to you guys. I don't share stories about my football days because your uncle's a little bit ashamed. No satire with this one, but I thought I would have gone a lot further in football. I'm okay with it now, and I'm all right with where my life landed because married to the best woman in the world. But there was a time period in my life where I was ashamed. I didn't want to go out to places. I didn't want to go to spaces because I didn't want people to ask me about football. Yeah. I didn't want people to ask me why I wasn't still playing football. I didn't want people to question, what happened. And then you got to think about it. It was the flip side. There were people who were always like, he was never going to make it. And so in my eyes, I felt like I proved them right. And that created the spiral that, led me into alcoholism, which is an episode for another day. But that's what I'm saying. When I'm watching this Diddy documentary, I'm always disheveled by the ideology of mankind, women, man, whoever, who just think that their bad actions aren't going to catch up to them. Me and the auntie, y'all, I don't know what y'all might think about us. I don't know what y'all may perceive about us. But let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. We work for this, baby. Okay? We done went to places. We done been in spaces. And you don't want to go there. We done lived in areas. We done stayed by places. You don't want to stay there. I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing with you the fact of the matter being is that a lot can change in a year. Most of you picking up this podcast, looking at our faces for the first time, that's the first time y'all never seen us. Y'all think everything about our lives is hunky-dory, fucking goddamn off the chain. You don't even know. We probably argued right before we got in the car. We did. But we passed it. As you see, we vibing with each other right now. But again, I just want to bring it back around. Life was not always like this. And I want to share that, timestamp that to say, let me show myself this. Just because one day I may start set tripping. Set tripping. I'll put the definition up here at the top if you guys know what that means. But I may start set tripping. I may forget who I am. I may think there was a time where I always was this motherfucker. And I'm just sharing this with myself, future self. That wasn't always like that. I'm just sharing this with you watching this. No matter how big or how small you find me to be, it wasn't always like this. There was a time period where I had a mattress on the floor. There was a time period where I lived in $1 million home as well. There's a time period where I lived outside in a truck. All of that shit made me who the fuck I need to be. When I met the auntie, please don't get me cursed out, 5 years ago, I'm going to say 5, okay? Because you're going to say 6, but I'm going to say 5. When me and auntie went on our first date 5 years ago, February the 15th, she said to me that at one point in her life, she had lived in the garage as she and a person she was dating was struggling. I looked auntie in the face and little did she know, I said to myself, there goes my wife. Any woman willing to struggle with a nigga like that is definitely good enough for me. Because I said to myself, that man ain't got no plan. I got a plan.
Exactly.
We can live in a car for a little while. I got a plan. We're going to get out of this car.
That's all I was
True story. Lived in a car. But anyways.
Humbly passed that by now.
Humbly passing that by.
A lot can change in a year.
A lot can change in a year. Auntie, can you share with the people? You don't got to go too in depth, but like you can just pick any time period in these last 6 to 5 years that we've been together and share the changes that you just experienced in 1 year.
The changes. I mean,
there's so many.
It's so many, honestly, but I think I really think the changes that we held is staying strong, because that's a change, because I would have flipped out if we were in some of the situations we were in, and just growing in media and creating a brand. I think that was a change for us. We had to adapt as well, and just as a team. And you really had to make sure that you didn't forget who you were. There were times where you were like, you are better than those people. You know what I mean? You are going places, and they see that.
Yeah, auntie once told me that I had to Beyonce some niggas.
I did tell him that.
True
because
story.
I was like, you're going to have to Beyonce then, because it's going to be humble. Y'all still going to be able to talk, but I'm going to have to do my thing over here. If y'all want to work together, we can work together.
Yeah, because Destiny Child comes together sometimes.
They come together sometimes. She bring them on the tour all the time. So stop talking about Beyonce. Beyonce always brings her people back, and that's all I knew you were going to do.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. When you told me I was going to have to Beyonce some people, I was like, man, that's a funny ass comparison, because when you think about Beyonce, right, to some people who are ignorant, they think she just left Destiny Child,
right,
and that was the end. But Kelly Rowland, they had a wonderful career post Destiny Child. Michelle has a wonderful career post Destiny Child. So when you said that to me, I mean, I'm not saying I was honored because you called me Beyonce, but I was honored for the fact that it was like, okay, so if I leave, the people I'm leaving, they still gonna be successful.
Correct. That's the hope and the wish.
Yeah.
And the want, what I'm saying?
Yeah, that they'll be successful. I have my own issues sometimes of believing that I am who I am, and then I have my own issues sometimes where I'm like, okay, it's time to crash out, and it's not time to crash out.
I think I didn't. I think my change of I didn't crash out at the very best time in my life because I mean somebody threw my whole life apart and ripped all my shit up because I
Auntie,
just
go ahead,
said
tell them that story.
I said I wanted to separate from the very best friend I had for a very long time when we lived together for a very long time. I mean a very long time.
Put a timestamp on it, Auntie.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna. That's a whole nother time of how that even happened.
That's a child.
But the moral of the story is LA was the goal, and we traveled to LA, and that's what it was. People grinded. We all, if you've watched the podcast, then you've heard that I worked 18 hours a day, all day, every day.
What,
say it, baby.
2 jobs? I'm not gonna say it. No, but
Right,
was it 2 jobs?
Yes, I had 2 jobs. And a little volunteer because you got me the assistant, and I was an assistant for somebody that I will not say their name.
Nope.
And obviously we started butting heads off the jump.
You and the friend.
Yes, so I can say that on the record, off the jump, there was already friction. That's a whole nother day as well. So then fast forward almost a year into us being in Southern California, you have moved here.
I have.
And we were already talking. So the
doing
more
the nasty.
The more that I was with you, obviously it becomes a problem. But we're already in a frenzy. We're already in a discussion of back and forth. We're in a lot of, the whole point is we were going to do a podcast because you can cut all that out because I'm starting to flash. We were going to do a podcast and you only had one microphone and we recorded on your podcast. So I said, I think we should just focus on one microphone because I'm recording with Keith.
That's what you told your friend.
Yes. And I was like, obviously that was a problem because she was like, no, we need to make sure we get this shit right. And we need to get 2 microphones because we need to get this shit right.
Like she petty cash.
Like she was going to edit, do everything because she could edit a little bit more than me, obviously.
Yeah. And that's crazy because like you would have thought she was petty cash the way she was talking.
Correct. So obviously fast forward because we don't have enough time. We are in a worse spot than we even were in. And I just made the comment of, I think that we need to separate because I made the comment and she said she thinks she could do 1 more year. And in reality, I wasn't like, no, I think we should just live separately. Like I said, I was just like, okay, whatever. Not even going to get into what happened there with the other roommate because that's a whole nother thing. But in reality, when the moment the moment I said we need to just separate, she was intoxicated. I was not intoxicated because I'm on my sober journey. And those people were acting as if I was just completely turning my whole life. You're acting funny. All I'm doing is not drinking and coming around and partying all the time. And I'm acting funny. But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And to result, they told me to come get my shit. My shit will be in the street. And I went and my stuff was everywhere. Ripped up. Pictures of my mother. Rest in peace to my mother. My mother's jewelry. Pictures of my niece, pictures of my grandma, every shoebox in the world. I make products, oil all over my clothes. And she was just arguing, screaming. And obviously the one time I came towards her, her friend grabbed her and acted like she was holding her back so far. And then I just stopped myself and I was like, I don't have time. Packed my stuff. Her mom called me 3 times and begged me to please stay there. Because it's been multiple. Well, how many years has it been? Almost 4?
Yeah, since that situation.
So it's like, it is what it is. And the stories will be told, obviously in pieces. I have my version, you have your version. That's just what happens when you separate. But the more of a story, you ruined my things. And all I did was look at her when she told me to go with that nigga. And I said, I will.
I will.
Because the problem was not the man, but continue to portray as if that's what it is. Because if it was the man, then I wouldn't be doing everything I said I was going to do. I'm just not doing it with you. People can say what they want to say because I formed wonderful friendships. I have a wonderful group of people. So it,
yeah, absolutely.
I have a wonderful empire.
And what happened to that friend a year later? That ex-friend, after she a year after she threw your shit out. What ended up being her story?
Moving. Well, people feel like they're gonna tell you their business, so I'll hear you out and then block you too. Yeah. So I was informed that she went ahead and moved on back to where we came from.
Yeah.
And the things that she said is the things that she said. I'm gonna let her do that.
Auntie's so kind, man. I need clips and I need the views, so I'm gonna tell y'all the story right. Auntie's homegirl was a hater. I'm just playing. Nah.
Because it's not enough time.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. The story is so convoluted.
It's too convoluted and it's too much. To
honestly bring my point across, Auntie had a friend who thought that she could only make it with her. And the fact that you, in less than a year, already showed her that you could make it without her, correct, really, really showed her in reflection that she was the problem.
Well, when we moved here, I had, worked, and then it just I moved up, got a promotion. Things fall into my favor because I work hard, and I realized I had like a super mental breakdown. And then I realized like it is not where I was at is I literally got promoted, got the assistant job, and I was in a whole different city. I was having a whole breakdown. Like, wait, I'm good. And I keep putting you on a pedestal.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're right. And as soon as I wanted to separate, I was a hater. I was acting funny. I was changing. I thought that you liked when people paid for your meals and you didn't pay for your own things.
Yeah.
No, I watch Snapped. I watch Oxygen.
To me, that story about your friend, your ex-best friend who you share a matching tattoo with, I'm not throwing shade at you. I'm just kind of trying to show the people the layers of how deep the friendship really went. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that your ex-best friend that you share matching tattoos with essentially did not want to see you do better for yourself just shows you that people be crazy.
Well, the comment that made it a whole problem is when I said, like, I'm literally just chilling and finding out what I like to do because I am not shit-faced drunk.
Well,
like,
that's misery though.
That's
misery. Yeah, misery gonna love that company.
Yeah.
So when you start taking the company away from misery, hit dogs holler. Misery not finna just let you take his company without reminding you, nah, bitch, you supposed to be here with me.
No.
You supposed to be here with me. That's at least how I always saw that friendship. Cause like I mean, again, I too shared a similar situation with a friend / roommate. But we didn't live with each other as long, nor did we go as deep as I felt like y'all went. So when we fell out, my roommate, similar situation, similar time, y'all. When we fell out, I was like, well, damn, I can only imagine what that must feel like for you. You thought that was really your partner. When I fell out with my roommate, I was like, man, I kind of been feeling like you've been hating on me since high school football. We never got that deep with each other that we was getting matching tattoos and we was calling each other sister and taking vacations.
I didn't have any parents. And when somebody called me their sister, I was like, oh, cool. Like, ooh, I'm building
manipulation, boy.
My little family. Her mom was like, pretty successful in my eyes because,
Nah, man, you're pretty much playing into exactly what I was about to bring up. Is that manipulation? Like, I feel bad for people because, again, back to my point, when I realized that my roommate was similar on the same time that your best friend was on, I couldn't believe how he manipulated me. I couldn't believe how I stayed around. I couldn't believe how I downplayed myself to make him feel better.
Correct.
I couldn't believe all these things. And then instantly I was smacked with shame again because this may sound weird, but I then knew what it felt like to be a broken woman or a broken man. You see people in relationships and you be like, why did you stay? Why did you stay? Why did you stay?
Because you can ask that person the same thing and they gonna have their views of why they stayed in your life. But manipulation is 100% because, her mother obviously assisted financially in some cases. Like, obviously, motherfuckers in their 20s, you got your job. There's a time where I was the person who was financially holding shit down until I lost my job. My very good job that I had in my early 20s, I was the only person with a very good job. So it comes from there. You just start to realize, and self-reflection, the changes that you have to make.
That you need to make, that you have
Sometimes
to make.
you look like the villain when you make a change.
Absolutely.
And I'm okay with that.
Message.
I'm okay with that.
Sometimes you look like a villain when you trying to make a change. I will say that every time you trying to make a change, especially if you are the first one to make said change, you ain't following in the footsteps of somebody that came before you. When you are the first to make a change, you gonna always look like the villain.
I mean,
everybody
honestly,
gonna see a villain.
I mean, who am I a villain to though? Because if you talking to that motherfucker when you hit the corner of Liquor Life, I don't give a fuck about you. Oh my god.
Well, the thing is, people find negativity in anything. I'm sure when a motherfucker, well, I do know when a motherfucker said, "Hey, I got this idea. It's called a radio." Motherfucker said, "Ain't nobody gonna sit around and listen to no talking box." And then the motherfucker said, "Hey, I got this idea. It's called television." Motherfucker said, "Ain't nobody gonna sit around and watch no small screen."
That's what. Well, first they ask you why, then they ask you how.
Exactly. You know, shout outs to all the Facebook motivational clips.
Right. All you bitches that got that shit tattooed on your ass. No.
Nah, man, it is one of those things where it's like I don't get too caught up anymore on shaming myself on my time wasted when I was manipulated, because I was manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
I was young-minded or I was unaware. You can still get manipulated the older you get. Trust me. Obviously, y'all motherfuckers on Facebook, y'all see y'all boomer-ass grandparents get manipulated all the time.
I mean, there was like 3,000 seasons of Catfish.
Oh, my goodness. Don't even start on that type of manipulation.
Goodness golly.
Manipulation and desperation, two different
90
things.
90 Day Fiance.
Oh my goodness. What Big Frank? Big Hank?
What's his name?
Y'all know what I'm talking about. This nigga. Whoever this nigga is. Who is this nigga? How y'all let this nigga on television? How y'all let this nigga on television talking crazy, y'all? Why do y'all let this man? Why? And if you gonna look like this, why the hell you get on television? You know damn well everybody make fun of you. I know this shit happened like 5 years ago, but I'm just figuring it out now.
He was on like 3. I mean, yeah, my bad. Sorry, I didn't watch 90 Day Fiance.
My bad. Shit, my bad. Had shit to do.
Sorry.
Nah, man. It is one of those things though where I'm just like, dog, like manipulation is a motherfucker, bro. Like the Diddy doc really kind of hit me in the chest because like I deadass felt manipulated I know I'm gonna look crazy saying this, and y'all can clip this up. Hopefully, y'all make your boy go viral after I say it. But
right.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I wanted to be like Diddy.
Yeah, but we were young.
I wanted to go to a Diddy party. I wanted to dance like Diddy. I wanted to party like Diddy. I wanted to have a good time like Diddy. Hell, fuck y'all. I thought Get Him to the Greek was hilarious. But as I got older, bro, I started noticing that those Diddy antics and those Diddy characteristics and motherfuckers who really acted like Diddy, I didn't want nothing to do with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't want to be around them. They were weird. They kind of whispered in your ear a little too much for me. I don't play that.
You watched that damn documentary, you know?
Yeah, that was a little too much. After that Diddy documentary, I ain't taking pictures with none of y'all motherfuckers out background checks no more.
Me? I'm in a whole group and I be over there like,
I'm like, sign this.
I gotta look around.
This here saying if your ass do something stupid and we took this picture, I got a piece of paper saying I don't know nothing this motherfucker was doing tonight. That's what I want to do. So all you motherfuckers want to take pictures with me now? Nah, I'm just kidding.
It wasn't me.
It's so shaggy. Nah, man, it trips me out, bro, because like I'm not gonna sit here and say that Diddy was one of my idols. Because he wasn't one of my idols.
But he kept moving
But would I be lying if I said I didn't necessarily admire, bro? Yeah, I'd be lying, bro. I admired the fuck out of him.
Did you admire Master P?
I admired Master P. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so but we were kids. You see the different areas of people that like you admired. Like
Absolutely.
But then you grew up and was like,
I still admire OJ. Yep. Yep.
Babe.
Yep. You see how y'all
people gonna start calling me like, are you okay? Are you okay? Blink twice.
Y'all was waiting for me to LOL. Y'all look, even Alex came to the door and was
I wasn't waiting for you to LOL. We don't have
I'm just
playing. God, not the juice.
No, not the juice. I'm playing. No, not
the juice. Don't drink the juice. No.
Sorry, Alex. Keep that part, please. Nah, man, listen, you're right. There are people that I admired as kids, and I have to understand that was because I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I admired them because I didn't know no better. I didn't admire them because of what I knew about them. I admired them because of what they showed off, what they displayed themselves to be, who they portrayed themselves to be. And that's where I'm telling y'all right now, just take it a little easy on people, man. This thing about history is tricky. You don't know you on the wrong side of it until it shows you. Now, I will tell you, sometimes you do know you on the wrong side.
Y'all feel it right now.
You know, and you need to get your ass off of it. But sometimes you don't know you're on the wrong side of history, bro. Like, I mean, what's crazy? I remember back in like 12th grade, like back in like 2010 when Facebook first got popping. I remember there was like this meme, and I know, huh?
Sorry.
Dated myself there. There's this meme, and there was like two. You remember how they used to do the memes like side by side photos? That's how old we are. Memes have changed. But nah, there was a meme that fucked me up once, bro. It was the top was a bunch of racial slurs, a bunch of bigot stuff being said in a crowd, right? And the bottom was people saying these same things, but they were saying about the pride community. And the caption was, "You look just like them." And I said, well, damn. If you kind of think about it,
they were trying to hit you hard.
You motherfuckers do look like Jim Crow segregation motherfuckers. And that's what history does to you. You don't think you look like bigotry. You don't think you look like hate. You don't think you look dumb. You don't think you look like a ignorant motherfucker until your grandkids say, "Grandpappy, why was you doing that?"
Okay, because I was raised by an old woman. Yeah. And I used to have to be like, "Grandmama, we do not say that.
We do not use colored.
We do not say that any longer, ma'am.
We don't call them colored anymore, Grandmama."
Ma'am, please.
Nah, man, it is one of those things, bro, where it's like, I want to be on the right side of history, but I'm not pandering. So maybe there's some things that ain't gonna age well for me, and people gonna look back. Right now, if you go to my YouTube page right now, bro, I got jokes from a stand-up comedy clip from 3 years ago that
is
not aging well. There's a section about a current president and an ex-president, and your boy was just joking.
I'm just kidding.
I was just kidding. But 3 years later, that shit don't look. They didn't laugh 3 years ago.
They show not laughing.
They show not laughing 3 years later.
Do this, smile.
And I'm man enough to acknowledge I was on the wrong side of history.
Correct.
I was trying to joke about something that didn't go over well.
Because you do not know.
I don't know. You never know. That's the thing too, bro.
I know.
That's the thing too, because we don't know. So the only way we're gonna find out is if we keep living.
Yeah, but there's some things you fucking know.
But that's the problem, though.
Because goddamn it.
But that's the problem, though, is that with the things that you don't know, you're not taught until younger people generally tell you that it's a problem. And I can understand now in my older age, I can understand that when a younger person tries to tell me we don't do or we don't say that no more, the first thing I want to tell that young person is shut the fuck up.
Like my grandma told me.
Shut the fuck up.
To shut the fuck up.
Please. Please.
Which is not okay, though.
No, it's not. But now, in my older age, I understand every part of that. Shut the fuck up.
But we have to now break generational curses in some ways. But it's the delivery.
Yeah, no, I am, listen.
Education.
Breaking generational curses and trying to create generational wealth are two of the things I'm trying to do in my lifetime.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm only going to probably be able to do one of them.
Okay.
And I don't know which one it is. But if I got to break the generational curses, I will at least strive my hardest to do that, because although I do understand why the older people were telling us to be quiet, they, just like myself, am wrong. Yes. You see, the youth, they don't start telling you stuff just because they want you to be soft or weak or to change. They're trying to tell you stuff because they're trying to give you a heads up. Yeah. Old school. That we don't do that no more. Now you can keep doing it. But yeah.
Not good.
Not good. Whether it's next year, 2 years, 5, 10 years from now, you're going to learn why they told your ass. Stop doing it. This is a case in point. I'm not going to say what situation I was in, but I remember somebody tried to tell me that we don't say certain words no more. And I told them, be the fuck quiet. And
when was that? Like
some time ago. I was working a job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and someone told me, younger than me,
too,
that I shouldn't use certain words. But then I will tell you this. I was hit with a similar situation where I was with a friend my age, and they were using words that we don't use no more.
Correct.
And I had to tell him, my man, we don't say that no more. And at first, he tried to fight me on it.
Yeah.
Like, man, what the fuck you mean? And I was like, what the fuck I said? We don't say that no more, bro. That's not okay. I'm not going to say what word it was, what words he was
just
using.
Out in public.
I mean, what, just saying it freely. And I was like, boy, What are you saying? If y'all can't guess what word it is now, then shit. You too young to talk to me. Yeah, but nah, man. Like, it's crazy because, like, back to my point, it's like, I didn't say that to bruh because I wanted to pander. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that to bruh because I was like, yeah, listen to me, little nigga. No, I said it because it was the right thing to do. I know sometimes we really say we don't know what's right and what's wrong, and we kind of flying by the seat of our pants. But, like, come on, y'all. Tall tees look silly. Jabot jeans with the straps, they look silly. Now, we can say we didn't think that was wrong, but I'm here to tell you, we knew that shit looked crazy. We still did it. Okay? So, you know, just understand that when your homeboy or your homegirl or whoever the fuck it is are doing things that you think are kind of goofy, how about you be the change you seek in the world and tell them to shut the fuck up. Stop being so goofy. Maybe listen to that young person. Maybe they'll help you.
I mean, from somebody who always had like older friends or like older coworkers, older people around me, I don't feel like I always had like the best validation.
Validation is big in this situation.
I feel like too many shenanigans were validated because they weren't grown themselves.
Yeah.
Or they entertained certain things that like obviously were funny at the time because I'm 21-year-old drunk girl that's funny as hell. But even like by the mouth more ruthless because what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, that's why when I was managing certain people and I made the attempt to be like, let me tell you something, because people were my age. I'm not gonna be like, back in my day, but I'm going to say, like, I wasn't given such advice when I was your age because, like, I was too busy getting drinks. No shade, but, like, that's my experience.
No, absolutely.
And so, really, I do feel like the importance of, if you're going to be around a younger person, just do your best to just try to give them the best influence. Or like, what is your purpose about? Is that your family member? Is that your neighbor? Are you a teacher? Like, what are you? But don't just... like,
I think it's all about the perspective of what you want to bring to the table. Prime time, the guy I'm wearing on my jersey, he had this saying that everybody knows: look good, play good, pay good, live good. And let most people who kind of knew him in some forms was like, yo, bro was a great teammate. So it's okay to live by that perspective. Some people, their perspective is chaos. Their perspective is misery. Their perspective is, I only feel good when those around me are beneath me. And it's up to you as a human to identify that. A lot of us, even you said it earlier, one of the reasons why your ex-best friend was able to manipulate you slightly is because you were raised without these things. And there was assistance that she was given. But when you took a step back, you were like, yo, am I living in my true perspective? No, I'm not. Because I'm living how this person thinks life is prospectively supposed to go. So it is hard because I acknowledge all the time on this podcast that I come from a background, 2-parent household. My parents, you know, for those who do know my parents together since 1989. They known each other for over 30-some motherfucking years. So my upbringing and my headstrongness definitely comes from 2-parent household with stealing that in me. So I try not to judge people who may not have had that, you know what I'm saying? Who may not have been born with that, because sometimes I know I come off as opinionated, but I understand that that's only because somebody told me that your opinion matters. Someone gave me validation. And that's where I feel for other people who did not get that. Because if you aren't able to ever outgrow the negative shit that you were born into, it can eat you alive. And how many people do we see on Facebook, just between me and you, that we pull up on Facebook every day and we be like, man, they lost in the sauce. They lost. I knew they was going to be lost. They was lost as a kid. They had no guidance, you know? And that's where I sit with myself now. And I'm like, listen, man, don't allow these people on TV to raise your kids. Okay. Influencers can be role models, but all role models are not influencers. Okay. And all influencers should not be role modeling to your kid. All right. it is one of those things where you have to look at what perspective you are giving a child by the actions you are displaying in front of them. I told you plenty of times, you and I working together was not by accident. My parents always worked with each other, so I was going to work with my wife, or I wanted to work with my wife, and that was the goal. And so with that being said, it comes back around to me saying that don't allow your past to shame your future. Don't allow your young age to build you up to judge those that came before you, because eventually, young one, you will become those that came before you if you live long enough. I joked on our tall tees and jabos, but hey, it was fly. It was dope. I loved it. Hell, if I could still dress like that today and get away with my day job, I would do it. But I can't. You know what I'm saying? Some things have to change and some things have to come to an end. And that is why this is the second to last episode of the 600 podcast. Yes, you heard that correctly. It's over with, baby. Done. Sick. Tired. You guys got on my nerves. I fucking hate you all. Nah, I'm just kidding. Now, that ass, man. With 10 minutes left in this episode, I have to announce that this is the second to last episode of 600 podcast. Next week will be the last episode of the 600 podcast. It's been 6 years to the date, actually, ladies and gentlemen. When I recorded this episode, I recorded my very first episode 6 years ago. I did it in my mom's basement. I did it on a rainy night. I did it, and I never thought that 6 years later I would be still doing it, and doing it in LA of all places, and doing it with my wife. I thought I'd be doing something with my wife, but not this. But nah, man. 6 years later, 6 feet, 1 year, 1 foot. I think that's pretty good. You know, I think after all this time and all this shit that I've spewed out, it's time for the podcast to come to an end. And it's just time to, you know, say goodbye and just, you know, go to my next journey in life, wherever that may be. And yeah, so yeah. Yeah.
This is the last episode. Was this an announcement?
This was an announcement. Auntie didn't know that, y'all. That's why she's looking
That's
like
why
that.
I'm looking like that. I'm looking like I'm
Like,
not. I don't know. I didn't know that.
Nah. Yeah, man. It's the second to last. So
I mean, second to last.
Second to last. But... Yep. So we'll do another episode next week. So you watching this, don't be too appalled. No, we got one more episode in the chamber for you to kind of just talk about our livelihood and where you guys can find us and, you know, what we got going on. But yeah, man, like I was watching that Diddy doc and like, I'm not gonna lie, it told me, it inspired me, like it's time to make a change. I was already planning on,
I mean, I know we were like talking.
Yeah, we were talking about it for some time, but I knew it. I just, after that doc, I just knew, I was like, oh, the pod's over with. The pod is so over. We are so cooked.
Just this pod.
Yeah, this pod is definitely over with. But it,
We're
you know,
cooked.
it was definitely one of those things where like I wanted the pod to at least go out on a high note. I've done everything that I could do with this podcast, and I can't do no more. I've done so much with this podcast. We've done so much with this podcast. Let me stop. That the name of the podcast is like damn near irrelevant. People don't even know why it's called 6 Feet Under Podcast no more. Yeah. So it's just like I'm so thankful for the time period that this pod has brought me. But it's just you got to know when it's time to say goodbye, and this is the time. And this is also Auntie. We're gonna get in the car. Auntie gonna be like, so this is what you had an attitude about these last couple of days.
Okay.
She was like, I know something was wrong with you. She kept asking me. She was like, "What? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Nothing." Thinking about this speech. Nah, I just knew that.
So it is 6 years because I listened.
Yeah, it's been 6 years. I started this podcast December 2019. December 2019. And it started off with like audio in my car, actually. I cut an episode in my car in my PT Cruiser of all things. And yeah, man, it was definitely a time in my life where I was 2019, so I was 27. I was very much afraid of my future. I was afraid of turning 30. I was afraid of where my life was headed because it wasn't headed in a good place. obviously, I hate saying this type of shit because like it's now become super cliche, but like I started this podcast because it was therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started podding, I used to say that at the beginning. I used to say this podcast is very therapeutic to me and blah, blah, blah. But then there became a meme that started floating around. I'm about to find it and edit it in here. Maybe I maybe won't. But this meme that kept floating around, it was like, why do men start podcasts instead of going to therapy? And people kept sharing it, and man, that shit ate me up, bro. I felt so bad, and I was like, damn, dog, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe I should go to therapy now. I can't afford it. Still can't afford it. But nah, it was therapeutic, and it was like a release. I had a very bad drinking problem when I started podding, and for people who knew me back then, my episodes were like 15 to 30 minutes. Like, it was rare that 6 Feet Under went past 30 minutes back then, right? And what people didn't know was like I was doing that because I was trying, like, in those 15, 30 minutes, I wouldn't drink. And they would be like the best 15 to 30 minutes of my life. But then after the pod was over with, I would start drinking. So then to combat that, I would make multiple episodes in one sitting. I would do like 5 episodes in one day. And people loved it. They were like, man, you do so many episodes a week. And I would be like, I'm glad you like it. I have a drinking problem. And I said that a bunch of times when I first started. And eventually I got off that. I stopped talking about it so much because like I didn't want it to consume me or become my identity. For those who know, for those who don't know, I'm happy for you. And so the drinking became less of my identity. So the therapeutic side left. And then the podcast got a little comedic, I guess you could say. And I struggled with that because I didn't, and I still don't want people to look at me as just the funny guy, you know, because sometimes when people find you to be the funny guy, nothing you say is taken seriously and nothing you do is taken, you know, in stride. So then I started hating myself because I couldn't understand where to go with this podcast. And luckily, shout outs to George, SMG, you know who you are. He put me in connections with a young lady who was podding here at Petty Cash Studios. I went on her podcast. I met Mark and Alex, and man, it was fire. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, this is dope as fuck. Like, this layout is dope. This podcast is dope, but I still didn't feel good enough. And I remember I was walking out of Petty Cash Studios and I bumped into Mark and we exchanged numbers. And he was like, yo, come record here sometime. And I'm like, me? He was like, yeah. And I'm still thinking like, bro, I don't got 10,000 followers on Instagram. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. Do you want to record or what? And I did. And I still didn't record for like 3 months. You know, it got to a point where I felt like Mark was like going to probably give up on even hitting me up. Rightfully so, you know. And I finally told him I'm coming. And that was back in May. And we did the first episode. And I remember I was so happy, but I didn't like certain things. Nothing on Petty Cash's end, just on my end. I didn't like certain things, right? And I was just like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. And you set me down and you was like, well, how about we, you know, try to give Petty Cash another go? And I was like, all right, cool. We can do it like what, twice a month? Like, you know, once every pay period? And you said, nah, we should do this every week. And I said, I think you're right. And yeah, that is how we got started over here. And it's been one hell of a ride, man. But this ride has got to end. I think the funniest thing about people like Diddy and people that are, you know, full of themselves is that they always want to be the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? And they always want to, you know, be seen doing a little dance, you know? Yeah. But there's got to come to a point in life when you got to understand that the dance is done.
I mean, that was my problem, you know? Like, I thought you be goofy. Yeah. Because they laughing.
But they laughing at you.
They don't want to hang.
No, they laughing at you.
I can't leave the street.
No. You realize that the joke is on you or the joke is about you. And that was the last thing I ever wanted this to happen. I wanted to know, I wanted to understand, and I wanted to be okay when it was the last dance. And so today's the last dance, baby. I appreciate every single one of y'all that's ever chimed in on the podcast. Like I said, we'll be back one last episode, man. Get your goodbyes in order, get your farewells in order, because we will appreciate that. But yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. Baby, you got anything to say to the people? I'm sorry I hogged the last 10 minutes.
That's fine. I mean, you just, blew my curls back. I mean, I appreciate you for sharing your podcast with me. And thank you for letting me stalk you and post your podcast all the time and cause all types of ruckus. It was just such a great time. I'm here, baby. I'm here. But no, I love you so much. And I'm very proud of you.
And all right, man. I guess next time will be
oily.
the last time.
It's really because I'm oily. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Next time will be the last time. And until next time, y'all, we out. Peace.